Welcome to the final episode of this season of Hoods, the show that gives you an up-and-close look at the diverse culture of Chicago's most interesting neighborhoods. I'm your host, Trinity Brown, and throughout this season, we've explored what 8 Chicago's neighborhoods have to offer. And today, we're wrapping up the season with a last look at Old Town. So far today, we've explored Old Town's rich history and discovered new and interesting places to shop within the streets. In our final episode, we're going to take a look at some of the neighborhood's most famous and entertaining destinations. Our first stop is Old Town Aquarium, home to many different types of rare and interesting sea life. Whether you're looking for a new fish to bring home to your own aquarium or just interested in spending some time looking at some amazing sea creatures, Old Town Aquarium is the place to go. Let's check it out.
We are a full-line aquarium store with everything from entry-level goldfish to rare and unusual specimens. It originally opened in 1975, and my business partner and I have owned it since '97. We sell everything. Anything that will do well in an aquarium, we typically sell. So whether that's freshwater goldfish and bettas up to really rare and exotic saltwater fish. Vertebrates, freshwater, saltwater, all of it. Nothing stays here for too terribly long. We get in some really unusual animals from time to time. $2,500 fish that we'll get in. I believe we have a Rhinopeus back there right now, which is a really cool type of scorpion fish. But we sell a lot of bettas. That's one of our most common and popular fish. We try to display our tanks and our fish in a way that would inspire someone to want to have that in their own home. We have a lot of dedicated, knowledgeable employees who are passionate about what they do, and we spend a lot of time making sure that our customers are going to be successful. And we spend equal amount of time making sure that we have healthy livestock. And so I think those two things really set us apart. Aside from just being a retail anchor, we're also a destination. A lot of people from out of town come here, whether they be, have aquariums at home and have heard about us, or just happen to be kind of walking through the neighborhood. You get a lot of foot traffic. It definitely has a neighborhood feel. A lot of different shops and restaurants. I mean, it's changed a lot in the 40 years the store has been here, but it's a very active and vibrant neighborhood, and we're happy to be a part of it.
Wow, that was so cool. I'll definitely be checking it out at some point. Old Town Aquarium seems super fun, and speaking of fun, Old Town is known for its comedic atmosphere. Here to give us a taste of some of the hilarious stand-up, similar to what you might have find in one in Old Town, is Comedy Theaters. We have Julian Axelrod.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here. Let me see. I'm going to give you guys a little question at first, just to give a taste to the audience. Why did Drake lose at Jenga? Anyone have an idea? It's because he started from the bottom. Thank you, guys. I'm Julian Axelrod. Just leave. That's my whole set. No, it's not. I have other jokes. It's good to be here. I know what you guys are thinking. Finally, a straight white guy doing stand-up. That's what everyone's thinking. We live in such a diverse culture, all these issues of, race and gender and sexuality. Let's hear what a heterosexual white male has to say on issues. Let's hear his take on things. Let me see. I am Jewish, which is sort of my one claim to diversity. I have come from a diverse family. I have a Jewish dad, and my mom is not Jewish, which means I get a lot of people questioning my Judaism. And by people, I pretty much just mean non-Jewish white girls. Like, it's never some bearded rabbi being like, you leave this house of worship with your Reformed Catholic mother. It's mostly like white girls named Kendall being like, doesn't your mom have to be Jewish for you to be Jewish? And I'm like, don't you have to be Native American to wear that headband? Goes both ways, Kendall. Very anti-Kendall comedy. I've had a good year. I hope you guys have had a good year. One weird thing that happened to me this year is I wrote a semi-mean tweet about the actor Ethan Hawke, and he read it on Jimmy Kimmel Live, which was cool, but I didn't get anything cool out of the experience, like offers of threesomes or cocaine. What I did get was a lot of Ethan Hawke fans getting angry at me on Twitter. My favorite was with this one guy named Peter, who I didn't know. He wrote to me on Twitter. He said, "Good one about Ethan Hawke, but he happens to be one of my favorite actors, and I've even seen him walking around the Upper West Side." Oh, well, in that case, I didn't know he walked in New York. That changes everything. Peter, if you see Ethan Hawke walking around the Big Apple, give him this edible arrangement as an apology from me. But honestly, if you want to achieve D-list celebrity for a week, the best way is to get a celebrity to read your tweet on the television. Like, say what you will about Kim Kardashian getting famous from a sex tape, but at least she had to have sex. Like, that's way more effort than I wanted to put into getting famous. Let me see. I've been thinking about the news a lot lately. Been hearing a lot about Miranda rights. If you guys know about this, yeah, a lot of people are passionate about them. Hearing a lot about Miranda rights, which is weird because last time I checked, Carrie's the one who writes. Am I right? Sex and the City fans, where are you at? I do think men and women are pretty much the same, with one major difference. Women are way better at complimenting each other than men are. Like, you ever seen a woman compliment another woman on something she's wearing? She's like, "Oh my God, Katie, I love your dress. I'm in love with your dress. Your dress is perfect. You're perfect. I love you. I would kill a man just to wear your dress for 5 minutes. You're incredible. I love you. Never change a thing." Like, that's beautiful. I wish someone would talk to me that way. Meanwhile, I'll go to a male friend of mine and be like, "Hey man, nice pants." I'll be like, "Whoa bro, you check out my junk?" Yes, that's right. Because in modern age of technology and internet, the easiest way to see a man's reproductive organs is through his chinos. That's what I've learned. I know I'm kind of young to be thinking about this, but I've been thinking about marriage a lot. It's so weird to me that someday I'm going to find someone who I have this incredible connection, who I care enough about, that I want to spend the rest of my life with, but I don't have to tell them that I saw Paul Blart Mall Cop in theaters. Like, that should be a requirement if you're going to spend your life with someone. I have to sit my wife down and be like, "Honey, I saw Paul Blart Mall Cop in theaters, and I've changed. I'm a new man. But sometimes when I close my eyes and I see him crash his Segway into that sunglasses cart, I start laughing. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do." I've also been thinking a lot about children. Not like I want to have children, but just it's so weird to me that, like, somewhere in the world, you know, like somewhere in the world, our next president of the United States is being born. Like, somewhere our next great American novelist is being born. Like, somewhere my next son is being born. You know, damn it, I knew there was something I was supposed to do today, and I agreed to do this. I should not have done that. Let me see. A few more jokes. What else do I got? Speaking of feminism, which I was earlier, not really. Speaking of women's rights, there's a lot of talk about the male gaze, which is when men objectify women, objectify them with their gaze. And it's awful and terrible. But for the longest time, I thought male gaze was spelled male gays. So I thought all my friends were talking about getting rid of the male gaze. My feminist friends would be like, "Man, I'm sick of having to deal with the male gaze all the time." And I'm like, "Look, I know you're feminist, but that's pretty homophobic." Thank you. I'm glad we have a lot of progressive people in the audience. What else? A lot of women, you may notice, have an hourglass figure. I think I have more of an Ira-glass figure. Thank you. NPR jokes. Thank you very much. They're a big hit with the crowd. What else do we got? I won. Here's the thing. Recently, I won $500 in a spelling bee when I was in elementary school, which is amazing. That's so, to be blessed with that much money at a young age. Here's the thing, though. I completely forgot about it. I won all that money, completely forgot I had it, which is crazy. And what's crazier is that my parents never told me that I had it. My parents never told me, "Hey, Julian, you have all this money lying in the bank." They just let me forget about it, which I think is pretty messed up if you really think about it. All right. I guess I'm going to leave you guys with this question, this riddle. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck was bulimic? Thank you, guys. I'm Julian Axelrod. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julian.
Absolutely.
You were hilarious.
Thanks.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that was awesome. We're going to go to the commercial break right after this. Thank you.
Check out this chef, right? It's so gay. It's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, and this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Welcome back to our final episodes of Hoods. The last stop of the day is one of Chicago's most famous and funny comedy clubs, with alumni like Tina Fey, Steve Carell, and Columbia's very own Addie Bryant. Second City has been inspiring and cultivating comedians for over 50 years. Let's take a look.
Second City, I talk about it as sort of its own ecosystem. A lot of the producers have worked here for at least 25, some of them longer. You know, they're not just passionate and committed to comedy. It's to Second City specifically, to the magic and charm of what Second City does. I am Hope Haynes. I am the interim producer for Up Comedy Club. Up Comedy Club is the newest stage in the building that houses Second City. It's owned by Second City. I have shows 7 nights a week. I have every kind of different show. So maybe I have a stand-up that week, a podcast. It's been a journey, but that means that I've gotten to know pretty much every part of Second City, every part of the business, as well as Up. It's not hard to come see a Second City show and get how cool it is. You know, that doesn't wear off for us either. We still love coming to shows and seeing how much the audiences love it. And it's an awesome job to get to create that for people. Each show is different, but in a year we won't have more than like 2 shows on a single stage. It's a beautiful space. It's fun to have a party in here as well. So that's, you know, we always have opening and closing parties. It gets really hectic. It gets very down to the wire, but that also means a lot of excitement. The list of people who have worked here is incredible. Obviously you have all the way going back to Dan Aykroyd, Steve Martin, and then you get up to Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Stephen Colbert, Steve Carell. All these people who get to start here, and then a lot of them move to LA or New York to work in TV and film. The community here is so fostering and nurturing to that. I think it's why people start here. We get everyone from the 13-year-old, you know, like nerdy kid who loves comedy to the people who've lived in Old Town their whole lives and come to Second City once a week. We have a comedy studies program, which is basically, I think Columbia treats it like a semester abroad. It's awesome. And actually this year was the first year they have a complete comedy major. So you can actually now major in comedy through Columbia. Basically our shows, it's like watching an episode of Saturday Night Live, but they can say fuck. It's so smart and so a lot of times political or, you know, social satire. So it's getting to watch those things, but being in the room. It's like being in the room at SNL, you know? It's only us who really do this. You won't be disappointed and come see us.
Wow, I can't wait to check out a show, and maybe someday we'll even see Julian performing there. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. This season of Hoods has been a fantastic one. We hope we've inspired you to explore Chicago's streets a bit more or given a new place to check out. If you missed any of the shows, you can check them out at Until Next Season. I'm your host, Trinity Brown. Thanks for tuning in.